Hello everyone, welcome back to Div 2 Rush Racing. We're just about to load into the lobby and I'd like to welcome back Governor to the comms box and our second commentator tonight. How was your holiday, Governor?
Very well, mate. Very well. Yeah, great to be back in the comms box. It feels like it's been a distant memory now. It's been a long time. And what a showdown to come back to at Canada. Absolutely love this track. I reckon we're gonna have some great racing here, especially with Division Two. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. The racing is only going to get spicier as the week goes on. Every team fighting for points. It is getting really, really close in the overalls at the moment. The top four teams fighting for that front position. And Div 2 is a really, really strong point for all of those teams. So let's see what they can do tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely. As we have just found out that the crown champion of Oblivion has taken out Division Two, and well done. I've got to say he's had a fantastic season, but didn't have it easy. Didn't have it easy in some of the races. That he had some serious talent throughout the whole season. With obviously Dido, with Wonton, Broadstar, and also a few others as well along the way. So this will be very interesting to see how this goes with no Oblivion on the grid tonight. Broadstar is on the grid. Dido is also on the grid, and so is Wonton. So they'll be the ones to watch out for. But will there be anyone else on that grid tonight that is going to cause a bit of a storm, do you think, Ava?
Definitely. We have the return of Roshan Robot to the grid, so he could really spice up tonight's grid. I don't know what his pace is like around here, but he could definitely spice up the grid. New face around here. Daniel T, a reserve, could also spice up the field. He seems to be reserving for Williams lately and seems to be doing a really, really good job on that end. So those are my two picks for someone who could really mess around with the grid tonight.
Yes, definitely. And let's get straight into it. 17 minutes of qualifying round number 17 at the Canadian Grand Prix. One more race to go before season 9 is concluded. Finale at the Shanghai Grand Prix next Sunday. So on the grid tonight, we've got Daniel T reserving for the Williams. We've got Kyotonic making a return as well. Hasn't been on the grid for quite some time in the Red Bull. Ryan Adair known as XD Lan in the Ferrari, the TP of Ferrari. Still pushing Aston all the way for that overalls, but is it a little bit too late? We'll have to wait and see. Well, they got Broadstar, and he's had an absolute fantastic season. A few races where he could have done probably better, and he probably knows that, but he will be in the Alpine tonight, and you obviously know that driver very well, Advak. He is one of yours. Then we've also got Watanabe, the Aston Martin machine and TP. He has been flying in the last 3 to 4 weeks, but he did not have the best of weeks last week, as I was aware, in Spain. So we'll have to wait and see what happens tonight. We've then got Sprinter Giggles reserving up tonight from Division 322 in the McLaren Plugger, in the Visa Cash App, in the Wicked Moist in the McLaren, and then we've got Dido the TP in the Williams, two-door reserving up tonight for the Ferrari team. Number 1 Swift in the Red Bull, Ricardo reserving up tonight for Aston, Ozzy Monero, a late bloomer who hasn't done many races but has been pretty impressive since he has got in that car in the Alpine, and you would probably say that too, Alpha, as he is another one of your drivers. Then we've got Sebi, who has been taking over from TMT, as this is his last hurrah this season, and also probably in rush for future seasons as a TP. So Sebi has taken the reins on at VCAB, and he is obviously reserving up tonight. Then we've got Russian, as we did say, the return of him in the Merc, and also Connor OCE, who has done a bit of a storm in Division 3, so he'll be one to watch out for tonight. But all in all, only 16 on the grid, a little bit disappointing on the attendance. Unfortunately, no kicks and no passes, but so far, so good what we've got on the grid tonight. Is still quite competitive, Ava.
Yeah, definitely. While there is only 16 cars, that means that there is only one position that isn't up for points, which means everyone's going to be fighting to stay out of last place. So we could see a really big excitement tonight with all of the racing that's going to be happening to stay out of last position. And I reckon it's going to be extremely exciting.
I think it is going to be very, very exciting. And I'm going to take you straight on to one of your drivers now who's coming down the main straight to the World Champions. It is Broadstar. So I will let you take away his flying lap. And over to you, my friend.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to head into the final chicane of Canada, past the Wall of Champions. He's going to turn on the DRS, not using any battery, a bit of it over the line. Now he's going to head down into turn 1, cutting the curb as much as possible, extending out wide. Now he's going to head around for turn 2, back on the throttle as early as he can, up through the gears, through to 7. Now he's going to head into the second chicane of turn 3 and 4. Down the hill he goes, almost hitting the wall, staying far apart from it. He uses a bit of battery, gets up to second, locks up a bit on the entrance for this for the third chicane here. Now he's going to turn on the DRS here. He's going to get on the battery as well. Turns off the battery here. He's going to head down into fourth gear, back up through the gears. He goes, saving a bit of battery for the final straight. He's going to burn right up until the hairpin right here, locks up again. Now he's going to head down the back straight. Oh, taps the wall there. He taps the wall, which is quite unfortunate. He's going to have, what is it? I can't remember. But he has the battery and the DRS on. He gets ahead of that Mercedes. Now he's going to head into the final chicane of this lap. Heading to the line, dodges the Wall of Champions. DRS and battery on through to 8th gear. And he's going to set the fastest lap of a 1:08.9.
Yeah, very, very good job there from Broadstar. Ryan Adair, known as XD Lamb in P2 with a 109.329. We've got Ozzy Minero 109.341. So as you can see, a bit of a difference between P2 and P3 to P1 at the moment. Broadstar has really set the pedigree out there tonight for those times. We've still got Daniel T on an outlap. We've still got quite a few other guys still coming down the main straight. We've got Daniel T, he's on an outlap at the moment. Watanabe, who's on a lap as well, and he's got purple in that sector 2 area at the moment. I think it was also in sector 1 as well. We'll have to wait and see where he will end up. I am going to just jump on board with the constructors because I think this is what is left. 349 points for Ferrari out in front, Williams behind with 321, and Alpine 296. So it looks like it is a battle between Ferrari and Williams, which could go to the last 2 races. So Constructors still up for grabs here. We've already got one title to oblivion. There's the Division 2 World Champion for Season 9. But Constructors still up for grabs, Avak.
Yeah, definitely. The Constructors have always been up for grabs in these parts. As we know, the Div 2 Constructors are currently being led by Ferrari, but we don't have, but we do have the likes of Williams not far behind, with also Alpine not far behind as well. If Alpine fails to get within 44 points of Ferrari, they will be locked out of any chance of trying to fight for the Constructors. As we know that you can only earn a maximum of 44 points between 2 cars in one race. So, but the Div 2 Championship seems to be going head-to-head between the Williams and the Ferrari at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's a great battle. It's been a great battle all season. We've just seen there that Watanabe has actually invalidated that lap that he was on, so he's going to go again and wasting a little bit of time on those tyres. So we'll have to wait and see. That may be a little bit cautious to him, as we have seen a big accident earlier on today in Division 4, which was actually on the last lap coming into the World Champions as well. So will we see some more drama here tonight for Division 2 as Watanabe just now coming into the pits. We've got Sebi coming round into the final corner, down the main straight, 55% of that ERS and DRS, and able all the way down into Wall of Champions. Very, very easy to invalidate. You've got to really ease up into the brakes and caress into the corners there, keeping very, very close to the wall, as you can see there, then burning as much as you can to the line and trying to go straight. Do not want to turn the wheel at all, just go straight, otherwise you could lose a little bit of time. Does put himself up into a P8. We are going to jump on board with probably Sprinter Giggles for a flying lap, which will take on board with McLaren. McLaren still fighting their way for the overalls at the moment. Aston Martin do lead it, but with 2 races to go, these points definitely mean something now, Advert.
Yeah, definitely. Aston Martin have led it for a long time, but they are coming under pressure from the 3 teams behind. They are needing to score as many points as they possibly can. But at the moment, they are struggling. A Div 4 result with 2 cars not scoring many points. Div 3 only scoring about 2 or 3 points tonight. And then Div 1, they scored only about, I think it was 25 points. So it's not looking good for Aston at the moment.
No, it's not at the moment. Well, I'm just coming on board. Well, I'm just going to jump on board with Sprint, actually. No, I'm going to jump on board with Lamb. Lamb is coming into that Sector 1, down the downhill part there, very, very nicely there, trying to keep as much as the car, fighting the car, coming down that hill. You've got to be so careful with that grass as well. Very easy to invalidate. He may have lost a little bit of time. Doesn't feel comfortable with the car. Seems to be moving over to the left very, very slightly a little bit. So he's going to try and keep on to the grips of that car, just like Leclerc was trying to in Qatar early this morning. Really struggling with that Ferrari. Will it be the same problem for Lamb? We'll have to wait and see. I think it looks like there could be a little bit of, I thought there might have been a bit of teamwork there from Tudor. Oh, he's lost it coming around the corner, and we'll definitely jump off on him because that is a mistake that he doesn't want to make there. So we're going to jump on board with, let's have a look. We'll jump on board with his teammate Tudor, who's right behind. So we'll jump on board with him for a fly, and we'll start again as Lamb has made a big mistake there. So here goes Tudor from Division 3 up to Division 2 tonight. Here we go, coming across the line, going into Turn 1. How does he take it very, very nicely? Yes, there you go. Very well done there. Keeping very, very tight and then getting a good grip onto the left-hand side. Now, this is the part where you have to be careful in quali and in the race. 4 track limits very nicely onto the curb, going down the hill, keeping very close to the corner of the right, then over to the left, then back over to the right, using the curb, coming across there very nicely, then using a little bit more of the curb, getting very close to the left-hand side, now getting onto the DRS, could get a little bit of a toe in that Alpine in front. We'll have to wait and see. We've seen a retirement there of Polestar. He's happy with that time, but he's actually hit the wall, and Tudor nearly went straight into him. We could have a bit of drama there. We are still continuing. Tudor must have had a brown moment there. It must have been. We're seeing a little bit of a toe in front. Tudor is on a lap, so this is could be a nice little toe here and could be a massive time as he gets right behind the McLarens, coming into the last couple of corners of World of Champions, getting onto the curb very, very nicely, very close to the wall, down the straight, onto the grass a little bit of a mistake, but only into P12. And Aardvark, scary moment there for the two-door in the Ferrari with Broadstar's DNF out of Q1, but has set the time of a 108.913.
Yeah. Quite scary. I do believe that Broadstar may be able to keep P1, but wow, seeing him DNF on my screen was, it was scary to say the least.
Oh, drama. That, I don't know if that will be looked at. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know if he could have done anything about it. But, yeah, that's really unfortunate there for Broadstar. And that means he's just now gone down to P2. As Wanton has done a 108.533. That's a phenomenal lap there by the Aston Martin. And I want to have a little bit of a talk about the Aston Martin team. With these times that Wanton has done and the likes of Dynasty in the Aston Martin team and others, it's going to be very hard to beat Aston Martin these last 2 races for the overalls.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, and Wonton sets an 8.5, so he has gone to provisional pole, Watanabe. But yeah, definitely points are very, very scarce to come by at this point, and everybody needs them. So Aston needs to be on their A game, as we do see Watanabe does go pole. And for the overalls, McLaren is only 40 points behind Aston Martin.
Yes. It is getting very, very exciting. And F1 Shorts 33, hello to you, sir. Enjoy the stream tonight. We've got Oblivion having a bit of probably a break. We'll hopefully be back for the Chinese Grand Prix. And we'll have to wait and see how that's going to go. But not here tonight. He's got his fellow teammates of Tudor and Ryan Adair racing with them tonight. Tudor having a little bit of a scare earlier on with Broadstar with that accident that has taken him out of qualifying at the moment. He has set a time, though, of a 108.913. The question is, will Swift be able to get close to it? He's only a 10th off it currently at the moment. He is a 10th off it. My apologies. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We've also got Wicked Moist down in P5 as Roshan goes up in a P2 and knocks Broadstar down into P3 now. 3 minutes to go. We're seeing Dido in that P6 spot at the moment. Can he push himself up there in the top 3? He has been there the last few weeks in qualifying. Is he struggling at the Canadian Grand Prix? Ava, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, there's a high chance he could push himself up there. He has the experience, and like he knows his track because he raced it in Div 1, so there's a high chance he can just improve more throughout this session. Hopefully in his final lap he can just push forward.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see there as we do see the Ferrari coming out one more time. This will be the last time we see these guys doing a quali here at Canada. And we have all 16. A bit of a mixture on times there. 108 at the top 3 in all of the 108s, and then P4 all the way down to P12 in the 109s, Tudor in the P10s, and Plugger and Daniel T and Cartonic in the 111s at the moment. If it stays how it is, there will only be one driver that will not score points, so we'll have to wait and see what happens here. We've got 2 minutes remaining. Are we going to see any changes, do you think, from the front 3, or are we going to see some of these guys in P4, P5, P6 get a bit of time in the closing stages of this Q1?
Yeah, definitely. Every other car is going to be pushing out now, so it is going to be coming into the final stages of qualifying. And every car will be looking to set their best laps possible.
Yes, track is absolutely packed at the moment. You've got Wonton, Wicked, Dido, Sprinter, Ozymanero, Connor, Sebi, Tudor, Plugger, Daniel T and Kyle. Every single person is nearly on a lap apart from Ricardo, who is in the pits, and Ryan Adair, who has now just come out, and so is Roshan at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see. We are going to jump on board with Tudor, and Ava, I'll let you take this one away. Let's see how we go again with the Ferrari driver. Over to you.
Yeah, definitely. He's heading down into the first chicane now. He's heading around. He's going to head right through this sharp right-hander, down on the gears, down to 3rd gear, back up on the throttle. He is going to turn on the DRS. Battery is on through the gears. He's a bit late on the gears, but he's heading through, down through the gears. He goes through to 4th gear. Now he's going to head through that 3rd chicane there, up through the gears. He goes again. Now he's going to head down to the hairpin right before the massive final straight as we know it on the 2nd gear. Back on the throttle nice and early, slamming the throttle as early as he can. Back on the power, back on the ERS, and he has the DRS on. He's going to get a tow from his teammate ahead. His teammate's going to move out of the way so that he doesn't hurt his teammate's lap. Through to the line, Tudor goes, DRS is on, the battery is on, but he's invalidated. Tudor has invalidated his lap.
Yeah, that means he's out. That means that earlier scare has even caused him even more problems because he isn't validated. He's going to stay down there in P13. We've got Plugger now. He's coming around the final corner as well, down onto the main straight. Are we going to see improvement from Plugger at the moment? Let's have a look. No, into P13. We have got the 2 McLarens. It looks like they are towing each other at the moment. Or no, Wicked has invalidated. Sprinter Giggles is coming into the Wall of Champions very nicely. Are we going to see an improvement here from P8 or not? Let's have a look. Yes, we do. Up to P6, right behind Wicked Moist there. So great start from him. What about Dido? Dido, he's got the Merc in front as well. Connor up into P5. Dido up into P5 and knocks Connor down. A little bit of drama there, ladies and gentlemen. Who else have we got coming down at the moment? It looks like we have got a Ferrari of Ryan Adair, who looks like to have a Red Bull in front at the moment, which looks like it's number one Swift. Number one Swift is going to cross the line. What's he going to do? He's weaving. No, he stays No, it's not number one Swift. It's Kyle. Ryan Adair in P8, and number one Swift has retired on track. And it looks like someone's retired on track there. A little bit of drama, so that will be looked at by the onboards there. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But that is it, and that is your qualifying. So no changes at the top three. So One Time, Russian, and Broadstar are your top three. Number one Swift just missing out by literally just under a tenth there on that P3 spot.
Yeah, definitely. Just missing out, unfortunately, for Roshan there, the rookie, for Div 2 Canada. So wow, that's absolutely amazing to see him up there.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. We've got what's the weatherman up to? Any rain? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But let's. I'm sure we will probably hear some spoilers, but we'll wait and see what happens. But into P1 is Watanabe. He basically starts off where he has finished. Russian into P2 and Broadstar into P3. They are your top three. So we are going to get ready into some action here, and we're hearing it is a wet race all the way full. Or all the way through. So, yeah, this could be very, very interesting.
Wow.
Indeed.
Rain. This is going to be interesting.
Connor is saying this is going to suck. I would say it is, because this is not a track to do in the rain, but we've seen it rain quite a lot.
But would you rather an exciting race where drivers are struggling and we see that one underdog that actually prepared for the rain come back and win?
Yeah, well, we have seen how good Watanabe is in the rain. He does love the rain. So could this be signed, sealed and delivered before it even starts? Ivar, I'll let you take away the start of this race, but I reckon we are going to have a race on our hands tonight. So over to you.
Yeah, definitely. As we wait for the drivers to ready up, it is going to be quite an interesting race. Will the track dry out? Will it stay wet the entire race? And exactly how much carnage will we see on the track?
Raining. All race. There's your answer.
All race. Well, what do you know? As we do have the 5 red lights. And here we go, Watanabe off the grid, and so with the 15 other drivers, Watanabe leads the race with Roshan Robot filling out second place. Broadstar fighting for position, as he is in third. Dido is trying to fight number one Swift for fourth position at the moment. And by the looks of it, Broadstar trying to go side to side with Roshan, but just slots in behind him, going into that chicane.
Oh,
Red Bull holding up. Oh, there's a big carnage at the back. There's big carnage.
There's a massive accident there. Oh wow. Ozzy Monero has been absolutely speared into the wall there. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. And that's brought out the VSC. And we have a lap 1 already. So, yeah, that's really unfortunate. Drama already has unfolded in the wet conditions. And I was earlier there, and I was just looking at Roshan, and Roshan was really struggling to get hold of that car, and he's stayed in that P3 position at the moment. Watanabe staying in that P1, Broadstar in that P3.
He's dropped to P3.
He's dropped to P3, so I apologise.
Yeah.
But I think Ozzy Monero has got bad damage on that Alpine. I'm just trying to see here. coming down the main straight, as we do have green racing. Let's have a look to see if he's going to come into the pits. We're seeing a little bit of an overtake here from Connor on Dido, and I see some debris fly off again right in front of him. So let's have a look. Ozminero is coming into the pits, and there we go, slowing right down, and quite a few coming into the pits there. So we've got Ricardo, Ozminero, Plugger, and Tudor all coming into the pits there. So 4 cars all having damage, so not the best start for them. Back out to the front though, Advat. Watanabe has pulled in that second gap already on Broadstar, 9.5 tenths, then Russian, then Smith, then Dido, then Connor OCE. Dido's got back out in front of Connor OCE now. And then we've got Wicked Moist down there in P7, Sebi in P8, Sprinter Giddles in P9, Kyle in P10, Ryan Adair P11, Daniel T in P12, Ricardo in P13, coming out the pits now. Ozminero, same for him. Plugger, same for him as well in P15, and Tudor out of the pits as well in P16. That is your classification result for the time being, as we get on board with more racing on lap 2 out of 35.
Yeah, coming out of that final, I think it was the third chicane for Canada, we did see Watanabe pick up some grass on his tyres, but unfortunately Broadstar has ran a bit wide of the hairpin, and now he's dropped back on Watanabe. He is slowly catching him though with the power of the draft coming from the back of Watanabe, so Broadstar is getting a tow from him, as we do see Broadstar set the fastest lap, holding up right behind Watanabe, and Roshan Robot dropping 2 seconds back from them. So it looks like these two front runners are going to be absolutely dominating the wet race here tonight. It's going to be all about strategy.
Yeah, definitely. As we see there, Russian has actually underfueled. You see the yellow fuel light there. So it'll be very interesting to see if he is the only one at the moment. Yes, he is. So he is the only one that has underfueled. We've got number 1 Swift there in P5, but he's about to be overtaken by Dido. Gets the move done and gets it all wrong there. And Dido up into P4, and he's now going to push on to Russian for that P3 spot with 1.3 seconds down the road. Number 1 Swift losing out there, a little bit unfortunate. Will try and get that position back, but he's got Connor OCE for company there in P6. We see there that number 1 Swift looks like he is struggling, as you can see there. Connor getting a great exit there, and he's going to be right on the back of him. Is he going to be making the move going into all the champions in these conditions? Doesn't look like he is. He has burnt a lot of his ERS, and he is going to be very, very close to you there. But you can see already, Advat, that Dido has gone. He is 8.5 tenths down the road. So number 1 Smith struggling on those intermediates at the moment for that Red Bull.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the cars on this grid may be struggling while the track is completely wet. There is no dry line whatsoever. But when that dry line comes out, some of these drivers might begin to pick up the pace as they learn how to handle these conditions. We are starting to see where the wet weather practice has kicked in for the likes of Watanabe and Broadstar, and where Roshan Robot and Dido are just falling behind. I believe Dido, by the looks of it, is trying to catch Roshan Robot, but is struggling just due to dirty air. Dido does have the pace to get past him if he can get a good enough exit out of the hairpin, and he has enough battery.
Yeah, definitely, and he's getting very, very close to him, which is then going to bring number 1 Swift back into this battle, and that's the problem. No DRS enabled in these wet conditions at the moment. 7.5 tenths between Dido and Russian, 3.5 seconds between Russian and Broadstar, and 5.5 tenths between Broadstar and Watanabe as well. So those two are basically on their way, and these guys are going to have to try and catch up, as well as we're going to see Dido get very, very close, Sebi getting a 3-second time pen, and also Ryan Adair with a penalty as well. So they are the only two guys currently that do have a penalty at the moment, as Ryan does get another one, not having the best of nights. We do know that Canada is a pen killer here. It causes a lot of problems with penalties, especially in this sector, as you can see Dido, Swift and Russian all coming through now. Connor OC staying to the back of Swift, probably not as much as he wants to. He needs to probably be a little bit more quicker than that. But at the moment, 1.5, he's in a good point spot, especially for Mercedes in P3 and P6. So a great start for them. And also a great start for McLaren as well in P7 and P9. We've got an Aston in P1 and a one down there in P13. Ferrari not having the best of nights so far. P12 and P16 will be probably looked at, though, that lap one incident at the moment. Back up to the front, though. How's your driver going on in Broadstar at in P2?
Yeah, definitely. He's just following behind the likes of Watanabe, probably just saving his tyres, saving the fuel, waiting to push behind the likes of Watanabe. So he's just holding off, and he is waiting for Watanabe to either make a mistake or to burn those tyres just a little too much.
That's going to be the question, isn't it? Does he try and push and get the move done and get the lead and try and save those tyres, or do these guys just work together and try and pull away from the rest of the pack? We can see their Broadstar very, very well, keeping a nice distance to the back of that Aston Martin, but does not want to destroy those tyres, as it'll be very interesting to see how far these tyres are going to go. And will we see a dry line? We have been told it is rain all the way, as we see there that Dido has got the job done on Roshan into P3, and Dido has enjoyed that P3 spot most of the season this season, and has really been unfortunate at the start of the season that had a few incidents that he came together with his teammate, and missed out on a few spots as well. So be interesting to see if he can pull away from Roshan in that P3 spot at the moment. But Roshan is right behind him in that P4, 44% battery, still has underfueled. So this could be a worry advert with this underfueled. If there is no safety car, Roshan could be in trouble with his strategy.
Yeah, definitely. He could really, really fall into the grasps of the lack of fuel, which would drop him a lot of positions and remove any capitalization that Mercedes has right now with their P4 and P6 standings. So if Roshan does not recover that fuel, it is going to be a really, really tough end to this race.
Yeah, as we can see there, he's really trying to hold on to the car coming into that Sector 1 area there. And Swift is still staying with them. Even though we made that mistake earlier on, he's staying with them. And we can see there that Connor is now starting to pull in as well. So this is not all lost yet in P6, 5, 4, and 3. But we are seeing Dido start to pull away now. At 1.1 away from Roshan. Now keep an eye out on that time. 5 seconds is the difference between him and Broadstar. So we'll have to wait and see what happens if he can pull that in. Does he go longer on those tyres? Does he go for the undercut? Questions will be asked from the Williams team and the engineers in that box at the moment. A little bit further down through the pecking order as well, we've got Sebi down there in P8 in that V-carb in front of his teammate in plug-in P14, putting the pressure on Wicked, but does have that penalty there as well. We've then got Sprinter right behind him, so he's in a McLaren sandwich, which is an interesting place to be, those two are not far behind each other. Kyo in that P10 spot at the moment, as well as Wonton just does the fastest lap, and looks like there may have been a mistake from Broadstar, because we are seeing a 1.2 second gap there. So is Broadstar, has he made a mistake? Is he struggling on those tyres, Ava?
Yeah, possibly. Or Watanabe has just picked up the pace. A slight mistake from Broadstar may have caused him to not be able to capitalize on the dry line that's currently been placed down. So, yeah, by the looks of it, Broadstar has just dropped off a bit due to a slight mistake. But there is a high chance that Broadstar just finds himself back into that 8/10 gap, as he has now recovered that.
Yeah, he does. I've just seen there, he's just pulled it in again, which is great driving there from Broadstar. Still 5.6 between Dido and Broadstar, but look at this. Number one, Swift is trying to keep to the back of Roshan. Connor has dropped a little bit back, 1.7 P7 now, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. A little bit further down the pecking order again, we've got Daniel T in the other Williams in P11, trying to put pressure on Kyo in that P10 spot, where Kyo is only a second behind Sprinter Giggles at the moment. So we could see a nice little battle going on there. We've got Ricardo down there in P12, Ozzy Minero in P13, Plugger in P14, Tudor and Ryan Adair in P15 and 16. It's such a shame what has happened with Ferrari tonight, down there in 15th and 16, a little bit like Qatar, isn't it, in the real Formula 1. Leclerc struggling, Hamilton not making out of Q1. It looks like it's going to be a painful night for Ferrari tonight, Ava.
Yeah, definitely. They're currently in a really, really tight battle with McLaren and Alpine. Alpine only being 10 points behind, and McLaren only being 48 points ahead. So this is not looking good for the Ferraris tonight, as Alpine are looking to take a massive hit on their points.
Yeah, and things can change very quickly in these last two races. Remember, there is only 50 points left up for grabs if you win both of those races. So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, you've got driver of the day, obviously, which is no points. Cleanest driver, which is 1 point, but we don't know who that's going to be, and fastest lap, which is still continuing at 1 point. So technically 27 points up for grabs, but I would just say 26 because you get fastest lap and winning the race, which looks like Wonton is going to be done tonight, because now he has pulled out a 2.9 second gap, now to a 3 second gap to Broadstar, and we know how good this guy is in the wet, and he is absolutely smashing it again tonight. Oh, he has a little bit of a wobble there, though, so he's got to be careful. Even though they find that dry line, they've got to be careful. Very easy to make mistakes in wet conditions. It is going to be raining all race, so even though you're going to see a dry line, you're going to see a dry line all race with 25 laps to go. Broadstar in that P2, Dido your top three. We've noticed there that Dido has pulled in 5/10 on Broadstar into that 5.1 second gap there. So we are starting to see Dido pull in some time. He's already pulled 2.2 seconds on Russian, but Russian has got a little bit of breathing space on Swift now. 1 second just. Swift is trying to hold on. Connor has lost 2 seconds off Swift as well, so he's falling back. And Wicked Moist is 4.7 seconds down the road. We've then got Sebi 1.4 behind him. Sprinter Giggles 3.6 behind him. Kyo was a second. He's now 1.6, but he does have a penalty. And Broadstar has just made things 10 times worse for himself. He's just got a 3-second time penalty, Advo. What's going on? And then Russian gets a penalty as well. Bit of drama on lap 11 out of 35 over.
Yeah, definitely, as we do see Broadstar get really, really weak on that rear end coming out of turn 2. He's going to head down through the chicane. Yeah, quite unfortunate to see him getting a 3-second time penalty for track limits there. So yeah, that was quite unfortunate. But oh well, the race goes on, and we'll see what else happens. At the moment, it seems to be pretty passive. Everyone kind of got their own gap. The Red Bulls and the McLarens fighting for P7 and P9 at the moment. So they are trying their best to recuperate as many points as they charge for P2 and possibly P1 in the Constructors standings. The Red Bulls trying their best in P5 and P10. P10 for Kyotonic and P5 for Neville Swift. So they are trying their absolute best. We have the two Mercedes, P4, P6. So they're trying to recuperate as many points, get back ahead of the IRL sister team, Williams. So they will be trying their best to do that. We have Watanabe in first place for the Aston Martin team, who are currently leading the overalls, while his teammate Ricciardo XR currently sits down in 12th position. Our RB is currently sitting in 8th and 14th respectively. The Ferrari's not having a really good night. It's more of a Ferrari disaster class for them. As we know, it kind of happens common in real life. Unfortunate for them here in Rush Racing, as they usually do have really, really good weekends, and they are currently sitting in P15 and P16. Unfortunately, the Alpines P2 and P13, quite polar opposite between those two teammates. Broadstar does have a 3-second time penalty, but at the moment, Dito is currently not able to have any effect on Broadstar with that 3-second. And yeah, that's pretty much the grid rundown at the moment, while we do have the Williams of Daniel T in P11 and P3.
Thank you very much, Avak. Going on to pens as well. So 3 for Broadstar, 3 for Roshan, 3 for Sebi, 3 for Ko, and 3 for Ryan Adair. The question is, as we did mention it a little bit earlier on, will Dido be able to cause problems with that 3-second? He's only 5 seconds behind Broadstar, so technically he has to make 2 seconds. Can he get into that 4.9? He's now into that 4.9, so he is making time on Broadstar at the moment, but he is using that EOS to try and catch up, as we can see there. Watanabe in absolute full control out in front, and he is doing the same as he's done before in these wet conditions. Avak, he shows what he's got, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Watanabe is going to provide for us next season in Division 1.
Yeah, definitely. This is absolutely amazing. So yeah, not much else I can say other than that. But yeah, thank you, Symphonic. It is great to have Gov back in comms as well. Yeah, I have certainly missed him and his very, very loud, sometimes erratic commentating, but it is quite nice to hear him.
Enthusiasm. Thank you very much, Sinna.
Enthusiasm.
It's good to be back. It has been a long time, but no, it's good, and always good to be back here for Division 2 as well. So, but what a race we're having here! As Montana really pushes the car out of the Wall of Champions there, and he's trying to make as much time as he can. Even try and pull in a 5-second gap, so he's got a little bit of breathing space just in case he does get a 3-second time penalty, as he has known to get a few pins there. Broadstar trying to hold on at the moment, and it's been an interesting season for Broadstar. Could he had it? Yeah, yes, maybe. There's going to be questions asked. We'll have to wait and see. But Dito he's had a very, very interesting season from start to finish, and looks like he's going to finish very, very highly. And we'll be very excited to see these three, what they can do next season in Division 1 as well. And also with the likes of the champion, Oblivion as well, who is obviously not here tonight. Plugger just putting in a 3-second time penalty down there in P14. Roshan in P4 at the moment, trying to pull away as much as he can from Swift. He has got a 2.1 a 5-second gap to him at the moment. Connor OCE is pulled way back now, 5.7 seconds behind, so a bit of breathing space for the Red Bull driver Swift there. The question is anyone else really going to cause any problems? Because these gaps are now starting to be quite far out now. We're not seeing any close battles. Only the closest one is Swift to Roshan, and Kaio to Sprinter, and Plugger to Minero. So, yeah, and also the 2 Ferraris as well. But, yeah, are we going to start to see more gaps, or are we going to start to see some pit stops in the next few laps?
Yeah, I definitely think we'll start to see some pit stops around lap 17, probably lap 18. So yeah, it is quite interesting. The pit window will be the biggest problem for a lot of these drivers, as the undercut on the intermediate tyre is quite strong on every track, but is especially strong at Canada, as the tyre wear around here is pretty abysmal. So yeah, if you attempt a 0 stop, there is a high chance you get catched by the 1 stopper. It is possible, but yeah, it is quite abysmal on your tyre wear. As we do see Watanabe struggling a bit out of that hairpin, or losing it a bit on that concrete on corner exit. He has gotten the car straightened though, so that is a good sign, as he does head down to the Wall of Champions. And he's going to go into the pits. He's going to box the car. So now he's going to be putting on a fresh set of inters, probably go on them for 20 laps and head to the end.
Yeah, interesting strat there. Obviously 15 laps and also Broadstar as well, not happy with it. Dido is going to continue. So Dido is happy with those intermediates. Question is how far is he going to be out in front and how far is he going to be able to go? The question is he going to be able to get the job done on Watanabe and Broadstar here? Let's have a look at the gap between him and Swift. It's 6.4 between him and Dido. Watanabe is just behind him at the moment, so it's a 6-second gap currently. An 11-second gap between Broadstar and Dido. So this is going to be interesting. There's going to be does he go? Does he keep going? He's not going to be able to get the undercut there. It's just not enough. So yeah, interesting. I like this comment coming in. Where's SJ moving up to Div 2? Don't you mean Aardvark? Not me. Div 5 holds his potential back. Well, what's your take on this comment? Like, I'm nowhere near Division 2, but thank you, Liam. More like Aardvark is that comment's for Aardvark, not me.
Well, yes, while I do have some pace for Div 2, I don't think I'd survive their race pace, unfortunately. I reckon I could survive Div 4 or Div 3 race pace, but definitely not Div 2. I don't think I'll be able to survive Div 2 race pace.
Well, that's what you see. I need a Div 8 for SJ. Thanks, Nishka. I am not that bad, honestly. That is an insult to me as your teammate as well. Watanabe takes the lead again into P1, Broadstar into P2. Dido has come into the pits. He's 3.1 seconds adrift of Broadstar as Roshan is coming around the corner as well. So Dido does get in front of Roshan Robot there. So good stop there from Dido. 1.6 gap to Roshan 5.5. So it was very similar before Dido was trying to catch Broadstar Aardvark. So it's 5.6. Is that one lap fresher tyre going to make a big difference in this race, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. The tyre will make a massive difference in this race. Undercuts, overcuts. The overcut will not work in wet conditions. The undercut will, though. So, yeah, this is going to be quite interesting on how the strategy plays out for everyone. The Ferrari's yet to pit. So, yeah, still in last place, yet to pit. So when they pit, they will, high chance they fall behind the likes of Watanabe and... Watanabe and Broadstar by the looks of it, and possibly Dido when Dido increases his pace a bit.
Well, yeah, you can actually see here that Kaio, Sprinter, and Sebi have not stopped, and they're P6, P7, P8, and Connor in right behind Kaio there in that P9 as Kaio comes into the pits and gets a 10-second. Not what you really want in Canada, so really unfortunate for the Red Bull driver there getting that penalty. Sprinter Giggles going again on them 17-lap intermediates, so yeah, I don't know if these guys are looking for a safety car or they're just going to push those tyres and try and have a bit more fresher tyres at the closing stages, but we'll have to wait and see what happens at the moment. 4.1 second gap between Broadstar and Watanabe at the moment, around about 4 seconds, 4.14 seconds at the moment. He does have that 3-second penalty, but Dido is 5 seconds behind, so he's still got 2 seconds to pull up. Nearly 3 seconds. He's nearly 6 seconds adrift of Broadstar at the moment. So that will be one to look out for. That battle will be very interesting if it does get closer. But remember, we could see a safety car any time. We're on lap 18 out of 35. And these guys have been driving very, very well. Apart from the lap 1 incident, pretty clean and might be a boring race for some of them. But for us watching in and the audience watching in, some great driving by Division 2 tonight.
Yeah, definitely. No carnage here tonight, except for the first lap. So it has been pretty good tonight, I reckon. Everybody's been playing it nice. A couple penalties here and there for track limits. But apart from that, everyone's just been playing it real nice and happy.
Which is always good to see. 19 laps coming into 20, which will be 15 laps to go, and these conditions are not gonna change at all. It is literally going to be wet. But look at this, Watanabe has just got himself a 3-second time penalty, same as Broadstar. Is the pressure getting to him? Was that a silly mistake? Can things change here? Now, if things do change and we do see that nice Aston Martin safety car come out, then Dido will be rubbing his hands together because he will end up winning or taking the lead of this race with that penalty. But at the moment, he is 6 seconds adrift of Broadstar, who has a 3, and Wonton is 5 adrift of Broadstar with a 3 as well. But will we see any more mistakes? Remember, Canada is a painkiller. I did say it earlier on with 15 laps to go. Aardvark, are we going to see any drama or any change in the top 5?
Yeah, we could definitely see some drama if Broadstar or Watanabe gets another 3-second. Well, Broadstar especially, we could see Dido jump up into 2nd position here tonight.
Yeah, and I'm also looking at there as well, and I'm just keeping an eye on this, and you won't believe this, but Russian Robot is actually catching up to Dido in certain areas of the track. He's kept to that 1.2, 1.3 mark as well, so keep an eye on that because he seems to be getting into a bit of a rhythm at the moment. But look, he still has that yellow on that fuel light at the moment, so that will be very interesting to see if he is going to have to ease off and coast in the remaining laps of this race. We've got 15 laps to go. Watanabe still in control. Looks like he is about to lap the Ferraris. Now, this is not what you want to see, is it? The Aston Martin, who have been fighting Ferrari, and Ferrari have been fighting them. Watanabe is going to be lapping Tudor very, very soon there as Russian pushes too much and gets himself another penalty. So that's now 6 seconds. So he is not going to be getting P3 as it stands, and he could be in more trouble if number 1 Swift manages to catch up. So yeah, really unfortunate there for the Mercedes driver, but this is something you do not want to see. Watanabe about to get very, very close to the back of Tudor and lap him.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be quite exciting. Oh, God, sorry, it is so hot in my room at the moment.
You're good, mate, no drama. And Plugger getting a penalty down there in P14, another 3 seconds, and good driving there from the Ferrari. He'll try and use the Aston Martin to try and pull him along a little bit there, but definitely on a completely different strategy. Very similar on tyres, though, as Tudor's tyres are better than Watanabe's, but yeah, will not hold up the leader there and will pull away 6 second to Broadstar. Watanabe is flying at the moment, but they both do have a penalty. And yeah, I'm sure this is going to be very interesting at the moment. Dido down there in P3, 5.5. He's still 2 seconds adrift of Broadstar at the moment. Can he pull that in? Russian is staying with him with that 1.3 at the moment, but does have 6 seconds of time penalties. But then you can see there is quite a few gaps. 7 seconds, number 1 Swift to Russian. 10 seconds between Connor and Swift. 4 seconds between Wicked and Connor. Sebi's 5 seconds. Kaio's 5 seconds, and Sprinter Giggles is the closest. So we're going to jump on board for a flyer with Sprinter Giggles as he's getting very, very close to Kaio Tonic. And these guys are battling 4 points, and both of them have 3 seconds, apart from Kaio does have that spinning in the pit lane. So at the moment, this is a good position for McLaren. P10 and P7 as it stands at the moment. But you can see there, Sprinter Giggles very close to the back of Kaio. He doesn't want to destroy those tyres early on though. 3 laps for Sprinter, 4 laps for Kaio Tonic at the moment, coming downhill into Sector 1 very, very nicely there. As you can see there, burning a little bit of the ERS, trying to get as close as he can, trying to make a move. As we will see an overtake or not, we'll have to wait and see there. But Sprinter Giggles really pushing in. Been very impressed with Sprinter Giggles in that Division 3. It's going to be very interesting to see how he goes on Wednesday night here. Looks like it's going to be a good race for him. He's doing pretty well at the moment in P10, reserving up tonight, so good job from him. But are we going to see a move at the moment, Aardvark? Will we see Sprinter Giggles get the move done on Cliotonic down the main straight before the World Champions?
Yeah, definitely. We could definitely see it. I don't want to see someone get out of the World Champions, but yeah. What else is happening in this race?
Not much.
We don't have much going on.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We do see Dido set the fastest first sector though.
Yes, we do. He's in 4.7. There is a nice little battle going on here, though. I'll let you take this one away. I'll let you jump on board with Ricardo. He's getting very, very close to the back of Daniel T.
Yeah, definitely. Ricardo right on the back of Daniel T. He has Aussie Monero right up his arse, I will say. He is trying his best. A bit of a slip out of turn 2. Really trying to get on that throttle. He has Aussie Monero sitting right behind him, waiting for a move, waiting for Ricciardo to stuff up. Connor OCE with a 3-second time penalty. This is not looking good for him. As we do see Ricciardo trying to catch right up to the back of Daniel T, struggling for traction in the wet here. He is trying to push and push, but he just can't at the moment. Ricciardo now into the third, and Daniel T gets a 3-second time penalty. So Ricciardo now will be ahead of Daniel T with penalties if he stays within 3 seconds at the moment, I believe it is. Yeah, 3 seconds he will overtake Daniel T with post-race penalties.
Yeah, it's getting quite close between these 3 and also 4 because Plugger is into this battle as well, and this is all for points as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see Ricardo in a really good position here, though. No penalties, and the guys in front all have penalties. Daniel T on the 3, Aussie Monero on the 3, Plugger on a 6 at the moment. So yeah, this is a nice little battle as we're seeing going on here at the moment. But we can see behind there, Plugger getting very close to the back of Aussie Monero, looking to make a move there. Doesn't make a move, but yeah, getting close. Let's go back up to the front. Are we seeing any changes at the moment? Not with Broadstar, but we are seeing it with Dido. 4.8. He gets into that 3. Broadstar's going to start to worry a little bit now. He is really starting to pull that gap in as Broadstar does do the fastest lap for 120.416. Can Dido do anything different? No, he cannot. So Broadstar has reacted to that. As you can see, there is hardly anything in it with fastest lap. 20.4 to a 20.5. Dido, no penalties at the moment. 11 seconds behind the leader, 7 seconds Broadstar behind the leader. So, as you can see, Watanabe looks like he's got this signed, sealed, and delivered. Back down at the bottom, we've then got Sprinter Giggles, who's now 6.5 tenths behind Cliotonic, who is holding that penalty. But Sprinter Giggles is trying to get the move done. And he gets a penalty! And there you go, into Water Champions. And out that, we have 10 laps remaining.
Yeah, definitely 10 laps remaining to go. Anything and everyone is up for play at the moment. Ferrari's still in the bottom 2. This is quite disappointing, and they haven't been able to recover whatsoever tonight. And I don't think they'll be able to. This is quite unfortunate from the lot of them, from the 2 of them, I mean. Mercedes doing well at the moment. Watanabe gets another 3-second time penalty. If Broadstar gets within 3 seconds, Broadstar could be pushing for the win here.
Well, on that note...
Wow, this is going to go to the wire.
It is. And on that note, I'll let you take it through with the whole grid of penalties, with that just happening now, with Wonton getting that 6. What does it look like now, Adva?
Yeah, definitely. With Watanabe with the 6 and Broadstar with the 3, it could look really close for Broadstar getting the win at the moment. If Watanabe gets another 3-second, all Broadstar has to do is cut down that gap by about 2 seconds, and he is more than safe enough to take home the win tonight.
Yeah, It is getting very interesting. I think we're going to have a very close battle here because I'm looking at these times now, and Dido has pulled that into 3.3. Is that difference of one lap making a difference to that Williams car? Because now he can see Broadstar. He's in his sights. Kyotonic gets a 3-second time penalty. Dido 3.4 seconds back. At the moment, he is getting closer and closer to Broadstar. So he's 5.5 tenths from taking P2, and Broadstar now 8 seconds behind Wonton, and Wonton has got that 6 seconds. So he gets one more. We could I would start getting nervous. But we'll have to wait and see. He's got an 8-second gap to Broadstar, and it looks like he is about to. I'm just trying to look here. Plugger gets a 3-second time penalty. I'm just trying to find out where Wonton is. Has he got traffic in front of him at the moment? No one in front of him. He's just got the Ferraris behind him. But 8.5 in there. Dido 3.2. He's getting closer and closer. Has Broadstar made a mistake? Are those tyres starting to hurt? Lap 27 out of 35, and it is in the 2.9. So at the moment, Dido will take that P2 spot. The question is, will he get closer to Watanabe or even overtake Broadstar? Questions will be asked, and answers, I'm sure, will be answered.
Yeah, definitely. Questions will be answered in roughly 8 laps' time. Dido now within the 3 seconds of Dido now. This is going to be quite the battle to the end. If this Ferrari holds him up, Dido will fall out of the 3-second range. He's currently within 2.8 seconds. Dido absolutely pushing in this rainy weather at the moment. So, wow, this is going to be quite exciting. Dido really slow out of turn 2 as he tries to get around the corner and dodge that Ferrari back marker. Broadstar, the pressure is on for him. My driver really does have the pressure on for him right now. Yeah, he is absolutely sliding that car around, trying to find as much pace as possible, knowing that he needs to get that 3-second gap back out above 3 seconds. Otherwise, Dido is going to get him.
Yep, it's not looking good, and I'm going to go back down to the bottom again where we were with this Ozzy Minero and Ricciardo battle. And just to let you know, Ozzy Minero has still not got past Ricciardo. He's still sitting behind him, 9.5 times gap. Then you've got Daniel T down there in P13 and Plugger down there in P14 at the moment. They are still going at it, these guys. And they've been going at it for quite some time. Sprinter Giggles as well has not been able to get the job done on Kyotonic, as well as we see Ryan Adig picking up a 3-second time penalty as well. And we've then got Sebi 4.8 seconds behind Wicked. So everyone else is way back. Connor 15 seconds back from Swift. And number one Swift is right behind Roshan, 7 seconds as well. I don't think it's going to make a difference at the moment because Roshan will stay where he is at the moment, as he does have 6 seconds of penalties. As Wonton does pull in that gap even further now to 9 seconds. But Dido 2.2, and he can see Broadstar. He knows where he is. He's in the time frame. He is going to take that P2 as it stands at the moment. Broadstar is under extreme pressure. He does have that 3 seconds. He gets one more. It is game, set, and match at the moment. But will Wonton get another penalty? We saw him get 2 penalties very quick succession at the moment. If he gets one more, then that would be even more interesting, because then he'll be down to 9 seconds of penalties, and he's only 9 seconds in front of Broadstar at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see. Dido now 1.9 seconds behind Broadstar. He has definitely pulled in that gap now. He is clear of that 3-second time penalty. He's using as much of the track and as dampers to get those tyres going. This could be the difference, and will that one lap be the difference to him getting that P2 position? That's going to be the question, Aardvark, and it looks like it at the moment with 5 laps remaining.
Oh. Yeah, definitely. Currently my internet was just having a moment. But yeah, Dito, if he maintains this pace, he will keep up with the likes of Broadstar ahead. Will Broadstar have the likes to have enough pace for the final lap and kind of just escape that 3-second gap? There is the back marker of the Ferrari of Ryan Adair ahead, so that is quite annoying for the likes of the Alpine. As they head into the next corner, Dito will face the Ferrari again, another Ferrari for that matter, as he is going to head into the hairpin, and the Ferrari is going to let him pass. Enough blue flags. Oh, and Dito locks up massively going into the hairpin. That's not good for him. But, oh, and he's struggling to get on that throttle. He's just absolutely struggling. And he gets up through the gears, gaining still on the likes of Broadstar, but he is absolutely wrangling that car through the corners at the moment, through to the wall of champions, trying to dodge any track limit penalties at the moment, doesn't touch the wall of champions. Through he goes. 1.7 seconds to Broadstar at the moment, 4 laps to go. Dito seems to be looking to catch him before the penalty even comes into effect in post-race.
Yeah, he's doing absolutely fantastic. He wasn't really in the battle at the start. He had Roshan for company, and these guys just ran away with it together. But in the closing stages, he's really pulled it in here. And yeah, one more penalty for Wonton. It's going to make it very, very interesting. It is 11 seconds though. Watanabe has been absolutely on fire tonight, and he has just pulled in gaps and gaps and gaps. But it looks like Dito is going to get Broadstar. I don't know if Broadstar will try and hold him up here. I think he might just let him go, and Broadstar might even try and get to the back of Dito and try and stay with him to try and bring in Watanabe. I don't know if that's going to be able with 4 laps to go, as we are going to start to look at driver of the day. Russian Robot is I'm just looking at fuel at the moment, still yellow, and he's got 4 laps to go. We've seen no safety car, and it looks like we aren't going to see a safety car, and he could be in trouble, which could give massive opportunity for number 1 Swift, because he's only 6.5. He's 4 tenths from getting that P4 spot, and Roshan dropping down into P5 at the moment. A little bit further down though, Sprinter Giggles right behind Kyotonic yet again. We haven't seen this for the first time tonight, or the second, or the third. It's happened a lot tonight, and he's got closer to him again. The question is he going to be able to get the move done, or is he just going to stay behind him, as he knows he does have all those pens? Only 1 lap difference in tyre, as you can see. Sprinter Giggles getting very, very close to Red Bull. And McLaren will not want to do anything silly. They will want to get both of these cars across the line and get those points as well. But I'm looking back here again, and Ozzy Minero has still not got past Ricciardo, but Plugger has got past Daniel T, and we've got a Williams and a V-Carb going side by side towards the Wall of Champions down the main straight. Plugger stays in formation and lets Daniel T take it into the Wall of Champions there. Very nicely done. As you can see, Plugger trying to get the move done. He gets a 3-second time penalty and another penalty. Does Plugger try and get the move done on Daniel T? No, he doesn't. But we've got a nice little battle going on in the back end of the field. But Dito is now there with Broadstar, and he will get ready to make a move when he can, or he will just stay behind him, as Wonton does have a 14-second gap lead to Broadstar, and also with those penalties as well.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of penalties across the board here. Cosmic with 16 seconds, Plugger with 12. It's not looking good for everyone. Watanabe with 6, Broadstar with 3 now. And Dito is right on the back of Broadstar now with no time penalty. So this is really interesting. Roshan Robot with 6 seconds worth of time penalties. He needs to stay ahead of number 1 Swift. And I am seeing the fuel light flicker for Roshan, as it keeps coming back and it keeps disappearing. So I think he's right on cue for the amount of fuel that he has. For Swift, it is looking really, really good. No penalties. He needs to get within that 6 seconds of Roshan at the moment, as Roshan is struggling a bit with grip towards the end of his second stint Connor OCE trying to just keep the car on the track, struggling a bit, using the curbs a bit too much. Wicked Moist
Ooh.
is up there with 7 seconds. Oh, and Sprinter Giggles gets another time penalty. So that puts him up to 9 seconds, and he will fall behind the likes of Ricciardo definitely now. Wicked Moist, no penalties at the moment, but will not catch the likes of Connor OCE, so he will maintain his 7th position. We have PST Sebi up in 8th position with 6 seconds, and then we have Cosmic with 19 seconds, so he is bound to drop really, really far. Cosmic is. Or Kyotonic, as we like to call him. Sprinter Giggles with 9 seconds will drop pretty far down the order. Ricciardo now, with no penalties, will jump the likes of Sprinter Giggles and probably Kyotonic. Aussie Monero, if he gets within, I think it is 6 seconds of Sprinter Giggles, he will be able to jump both Sprinter Giggles and Cosmic, but will still be behind Ricciardo at the end of this race. Plugger set to fall behind Daniel T as we see both the Ferraris swap positions as they are to the only cars to be lapped at this point in time. Unfortunately, 27 seconds down on the rest of the grid.
Yeah, well, we're on the final lap. I'm going to go for driver of the day. Lap 35 out of 35. Dito is getting so close to Broadstar. Does not want to do anything silly. He's trying to get the move done on track at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see. He does not want to get himself into a 3-second time penalty. But first of all, who is your driver of the day? Mine is Dito. I think he's been fantastic tonight. I can't give it to anyone else. I would not know who else to give it to tonight. I think Dito's done a fantastic job in that P3 spot. What about you? Who's your vote on?
I'm gonna have to go with Wicked Moist tonight. He's up 2 positions. He has no penalties at the moment. He's probably the highest with no penalties at the moment, apart from Swift. But unfortunately, Swift has lost a position, so I'm gonna go with Wicked Moist, the boy in the McLaren.
Okay, well there we go. There's my vote. So I've just done mine. There you go. I'll wait for you to do yours. As Dito goes round the outside of Broadstar, gets the job done as Broadstar gets it all wrong there and makes a mistake. Dito does get the job done, and looks like we are about to see Watanabe cross the line and take the win of the Canadian Grand Prix in absolute fantastic fashion. 18 seconds out in front. Dito is going to, looks like, to take it out on track there as Broadstar does come back at him on the left-hand side and tries to take it back. He does take it back into the Wall of Champions. Dito doesn't do anything silly there, and Broadstar is going to try and go again as Dito does take P2 and Broadstar does get P3. Russian gets another penalty, and that definitely gives number 1 Swift the opportunity to take that P4 position away from Russian. And could anything else change? No, it's not. Russian will stay in P5. Connor OCE will stay in P6. And looks like Ricciardo is going to make up a few spots as well, because everyone else in front of him does have penalties. Connor OCE will take P6, I think, or it may be Wicked Moist that will take P6. We'll have to wait and see, as we've still got the guys coming through. Ivark, if you could get Watanabe, Dito, and Broadstar into the comms box, that would be amazing, my friend. He's already in. Good man. Oh, we got a yellow. We got a yellow. What's going on there? Yellow flags. Something's happened. No, we're all good. Back down to the front as Kaio does finish in P10. Drops down into P11. Gets taken there by Sprinter. Ricciardo up in a P9 as well. And that is the end of the Canadian Grand Prix. What a very interesting race. Probably a bit boring due to the wet weather, but everyone had to be on point and concentrating as much as they can.
Yeah, definitely. Congrats to Watanabe on the win. Dito on P2 and Broadstar on P3.
There we go. Right, well, we are about to just go through the classification results. Who got cleanest driver? No one, actually. That wasn't there tonight. So we'll be going with most overtakes, which will be Kaio. will get the extra point for Red Bull. So congratulations to Red Bull and Kyo Tonic. But here are your classification results. Broadstar does get the fastest lap as well. Let's look at that. 20.451, 20.475, and a 20.416. So not much difference between the top three as we've seen in tonight's race. But Watanabe taking out P1, Dido taking out P2, losing out to P2, Broadstar by that 3-second time penalty, Swift in P4, then Russian Connor, Wicked, Sebi, Ricardo, and Aussie Manero in P10, Sprinter Giggles in 11th, Kyo, Daniel T, Plugger, and Toodle and Ryan Adair close it out into P16. Ryan Adair, unfortunately, no points for him tonight as his teammate gets the last point for the night. All right, well, there we go. Avak, give me your summary of tonight, my friend.
Not as exciting as Div 4. I'll say that much. The race was pretty much stock standard from start to finish. Roshan Robot falling 2 places, unfortunately, and Broadstar finishing in the same place. Congratulations to Dido on P2. That was an amazing drive. From, I can't remember which position. I think it was P5 to P2. So really good position. Really good race from him.
Yes, a very, very good race from those guys tonight. We are just waiting for a drive of the day. It looks like it's going to be coming through. We will announce that in a second. But first of all, I will let you take it away with your driver in P3, Broadstar. I will just go on this for a change because I haven't done the old fan zone, so I do apologise. But that's pretty cool. We'll go with that tonight. Over to you, Advak, for Broadstar.
Yeah, definitely. Broadstar, unfortunately, only P3 tonight. The penalty and the overall pace just falling off right at the end there. It's going to be quite the annoyance, especially the end for obviously me and your overall championship results. So that's it's quite annoying. How are you feeling after dropping back to P3 after being able to slot yourself into P2?
Yeah, I can't wait to retire from league racing. I'm just useless. Can't do anything. Losing out to Dido is terrible. So yeah, shit result.
Yeah, definitely. How are you feeling for China, man? Obviously, we know China's quite a difficult track with tire wear and all, so it's got to be rough in China for you. Or do you reckon you've got it all under control?
Yep, you got it right. It's gonna be rough. So yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, unfortunately, only P3 was. Was there any problems you kind of had throughout the race that kind of stopped you from being able to get up into that P2 spot and falling behind Dido?
Yep. Well, it's just talent. Just shit the whole way through. Crashed in quali. So yeah, car felt terrible. So yeah, that's just my fault.
Yeah, all good, man. That's all I have. I'll pass you over to Governor.
A bit of a mixed interview from yourself, Broadstar. You've obviously won a few races this season, and we've had some fantastic races. But first, we'll go through a few of the situations tonight that you're not happy with. Can you let us know what happened in qualifying? Because we actually saw on board with Tudor, he probably had a brown moment there because that was right in front of him when he was on a lap. So can you let us know what happened?
Yeah, I just went on the curb, lost the car. Thought I would have saved it, but I just went into the wall, and yeah, that was it.
I can see the frustration in your voice tonight. Was it the track? Was it the car? Was it the setup? You were not confident. Like what do you? It feels like you're not very happy at all with your result tonight.
Well, nope, it's just me. So I have to work on it for China, and if it doesn't go, it's probably not going to go the way I want it to. So yeah, it's just every week.
What do you think from this season? As obviously it is nearly finished. There's one more race to go, and obviously the champion has been obviously announced and stuff. What do you think? What went wrong, and what you could improve for next season?
Just lack of practice. Setup was fucking terrible. So yeah, I just couldn't do anything but complain all race.
Well, all in all, still P3 is still a good result. You're on the podium. You've got good points for Alpine. China next week, a very interesting track. A lot of people don't like it. It's one of my favourite tracks. A lot of places to overtake. Hopefully it's dry. Would not want that in the wet. How are you feeling around China?
Same as every week. Not looking forward to it, especially shit track. No one likes it. So yeah, I don't expect anything.
Okay, all good. Well, I'm still going to say congratulations, even though you are very frustrated, and look forward to seeing what you can do next week in China. Poster.
Yeah. Cheers.
Okay, a bit of a mixed vibe there from your driver there, Ava. But yeah, we'll talk about that after the last interviews of the night. But we'll head over to P2, and I'll take this one away. Dino, what a night, mate! It didn't look like you were going to be probably anywhere near Watanabe and Broadstar, but things changed, and you had that one lap extra tyre, which seemed to do the trick in the end, even though the undercut was really hardly anything in it. Like you basically started 5.5 seconds behind when you went into the pits to when you came out. But yeah, Broadstar seemed to have struggled. He said that the setup wasn't right, and you seemed to faultless, but just couldn't catch Wonton. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, one time's fast, man. But I tried something new. I obviously knew it was going to rain in quali. Sorry, in the race. So yeah, it was a bit of a gamble. I chucked a wet weather setup on and knew I was going to be really slow in quali. It was painful actually because I was about 5/10 off the times I was doing before the race. So I was quite frustrated starting sixth, obviously, but I had to trust the process. And obviously not being able to get past Seba and Roshan straight away was what really hurt me. Those guys in the front were fast. They gapped us by 5 seconds, but that's what hurt me. And once I slotted into P3, I already knew the pace and the tyre wear would come to me in the end. I think I finished with like 45% tyre wear or something. Went like guys in front with 75, 80%. So I knew that I would have an advantage in the end, but it didn't get to obviously one time. I trying to get past Broadstar. I don't know if you guys were on board with that, but it was pretty hairy. So on the last lap, I just decided just to tuck him behind, and yeah, I knew he had the penalty, and I knew he wouldn't get that removed. So I was like, it's not worth it. And obviously once Wonton didn't get the extra pen, I was just staying behind. But yeah, had to trust the process, mate. It was pretty grim at the start, seeing them so far ahead and how much work I had to do. And then obviously I didn't get to react when they pitted. I should have, but I had to go around the extra lap, and then it was obviously only 3 seconds off Broadstar before he pitted, and then it jumped back to 5. So it was making like obviously had to work for it tonight, but like honestly, glad I did the wet weather setup and had some fun in the end there because yeah, a couple more laps. Who knows? We may have been on a bit of a charge, but yeah, man, that P2 is pretty stoked with that after the start.
Yeah, I think obviously I haven't followed too much as I've been away, but I've seen a bit of a force between Alpine and Williams in this second stage of the calendar. Are you happy with your performances this season in season 9? Do you believe from the start of the season to where you are now that you can't believe you've turned it around, or did you have confidence in yourself and in your team that you could?
Uh, my team and me, man, were probably the only ones that had confidence, really. Um, there was a lot of negativity, obviously, but we got there. And yeah, I never thought I'd be P2 in the championship currently, but it is what it is, man. Like, yeah, just smile and wave. The last few weeks has been crazy. I've been getting a lot of podiums, obviously, and yeah, you start to think about if you continue that form all season. Obviously, we started pretty rough, but man, I got written off at the start of the season and was told I wouldn't even get past P10. So pretty happy to even be in a podium position, and yeah, it makes a lot of people mad, man. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, it seems like you're having a very very good end of the season as well, and another very very good night tonight. Obviously, penalties is a key, is a killer here. We know that Canada causes a lot of problems, especially in turn two, and also in the World Champions as well. Especially in quali, you can have such a great lap, and then if you just take that curb a little bit too much, it's an invalidation. So you had to be on point, and especially in the wet conditions as well. Obviously, we did see Russian did keep you on your toes tonight. He was behind you for quite some time, but then obviously got those penalties, and then you could just pull away. So no, great drive. Couple more questions actually, because Avak's had to go. He's had family matters. China next week. Are we gonna see? We're gonna see. I'm just gonna check here if you've. I think you have won a Grand Prix this season. I don't want to say no, you haven't, and you have, because that will not sound good. Yeah, you have.
Yeah, still
Are we going to see another one? Are we
Yeah.
going to get 2 for 2, or is it just going to be one hit wonder?
Oh, I don't know, man. It's like China's not my track, but who knows, man? It's not really a good track for no traction control, but we'll see how we go, man. I'll have some fun. It's the finale, the championship's wrapped up with Oblivion, so there's no risk. We had no risk tonight. It's just trying to beat Ferrari for the constructors, which I think we did well tonight. We may even jump them in the constructors. I'm not sure, but that was the goal tonight, mate, and obviously that'll be the goal next week too. So just continue what we're doing, man, and try and lock in this P5 and the overalls, and yeah, see how we go.
Nicely done. And last question. Obviously, you've had a lot of opportunity in Division One, reserving up, and obviously due to a few circumstances which have happened this season, unfortunately with drivers and obviously your own drivers as well in Division One. How you feel about racing Wonton and Broadstar again, but against the likes of Jono, Meowsy, JF7, Fat Cat next season? Is that an exciting time that you're looking forward to, especially when there's no 3 straight tracks at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, it's a big challenge, man. Obviously, I love reserving up, having a crack at the guys that are obviously a lot faster. Been a bit unlucky in the last few weeks with connection. For some reason, I don't connect well with the Div 1 lobby, so I had a lot of screen freezes last night and the week before. But next season, yeah, going into that, it obviously, who knows what can happen, man. They're fast, but yeah, see how we go. We saw with Jono just rocking up every week. That's what got him the championship in the end. So see how we go, mate. But it's exciting. Obviously, would have liked to win Div 2 before you go up, but at the same time, I'm welcome for the challenge, man. And yeah, we'll see how we go.
Awesome. Well, top job again on the P2, and yeah, let's have a good last hurrah for the season next week in China, and up the Willies.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for comms to you too, and obviously Wonton and Broadstar. Congrats, guys. Cheers.
Thanks, Dido. Ivak has gone, so I'll take the next one away. And this guy, well, you said you are a wet weather merchant, and I think you absolutely smashing the stars, or I don't know, smashing something when it was raining, because you've just shown pure dominance. Obviously, you had Broadstar with you for a period of the time, but then you just pull away. I just don't know how you do it, but it's amazing to see. And yeah, another top race, Wonton.
Thanks, mate. Yeah. I was really really happy when I saw the little R with the full wet logo there. There's nothing better than seeing a full wet race. It's just what I like. Honestly, throughout that race, I thought Broadstar was gonna try and go for just wasn't gonna stop. My tires weren't all that, like, they didn't feel that bad, but my tire wear was pretty high, so I don't know. I just have to thank Dynasty. He's a mastermind when it comes to an engineer. He told me exactly when to box, and then everyone followed me in. So yeah, really good race. I'm very happy it rained.
Yeah, well, it seems to me that he could be the key of you winning these races and actually taking the overalls. And if that is the case, you would probably want to keep him on as an engineer for next season, because he's making music in that Aston Martin garage as well. But I think the one thing as well, the hard thing is you're under pressure. You know, you've got the spotlight on you at the moment with the overalls. This has probably been the closest it's been. There's been a few things that obviously that's happened in the background, which has caused a bit of a rift with teams and drivers. And yes, we've seen there was no kicks there tonight, so they were fighting you very earlier on. Ferrari didn't have the best of nights tonight. You've then also got the Williams team and the Alpine team who have just come on a charge in the second half of the season, very, very similar to Kick last season. So you've had the pressure on you, but you still yourself putting yourself in the firing line. Your division, you know that you need to get a good result, but you also know that you can't DNF, and you get maximum points, 25 points. How does that go for you and for the rest of your team momentum into next week and into their race? Obviously for Division 5 and Division 6 and 3.
No, I think it's good, honestly. Scoring the good results, it almost takes a little bit of pressure off the other guys. It's like they don't necessarily have to put in the good results. They've just got to finish the race, and that's what I've been telling them most of the season. Just as long as there's people in seats and they're finishing races, that's all we need to do. Or like the overalls and stuff, that'll come to us as long as we're doing what we need to do. So yeah, I think as long as we keep getting these good results, momentum seems to be going our way. There is one team I'm kind of worried about at the moment. It seems to be a different team every couple of weeks, but yeah, I think we've got a good shot of taking out the overalls.
Yeah, I've been away, and I said that when I was away. I think you've had a fantastic season. I think all the divisions have done their bit. Fat Cat's done a fantastic job in Division 1. So has JS7. Yourself and Ricardo, obviously, when he steps up. You've obviously got Dynasty as well. Unfortunately, he had a bit of an incident tonight. I think was a DNF at Wall of Champions, which is obviously going to be looked at by the stewards. And then you've also got you must love the guy to the moon and back, Aben, who's done absolutely a fantastic job in Division 3, clinching the championship there, and obviously having a very, very good teammate in Angus, who has improved massively. And then further down the pecking order, you've got your brother, Datora, that's jumped in. You've then got Paulie and Woofer. So everyone has all done their bit, haven't they? And you've got to be happy with your whole team and the performance. But it's not been easy. You've definitely had a target on your back, and Ferrari, Kick, Alpine, and Williams, they've all come trying to knock you off the at the top spot.
Yeah, 100%. It's start of the season. It took us a while to get onto the top spot, but yeah, since we've gotten the top spot, we haven't really been knocked off yet. But yeah, as you said, everyone's doing their part. We're all showing up when we need to, all contributing. And so I love all my guys. We're doing a good job.
No, you should be very, very proud. And one more race to finish it off, which is China. Is it a fan favourite of yours? Obviously, you're going to want it to rain, I'm sure. But how are you feeling going into the finale next week?
Oh man, it's obviously I chose this track. I've chosen it again for next season. It's my track. Hopefully I'll be at the top again.
And one last question before we wrap it up. You're driving. How do you feel you have done as well? Do you feel, because you were in Division 1 before, you've gone back down to Division 2, you're now going obviously back up to Division 1. How do you feel that you've done? And are you impressed with your driving? Or is there more that you think that you can learn? And what's it going to be like to obviously go against the likes of Dido and Broadstar again, but also with Jono and Meowsy and others in Division 1?
Well, kind of kept it on the down low, but obviously I'm a pad player. I run no assist on a controller. I think I'm kind of at the end of my ropes with how much I can improve. So I'm going to be making a change to a wheel. I think hopefully I can kind of get up to grips with it quite quickly, get to where I am now. Been playing a lot of racing at the moment on my wheel, especially on other games, trying to learn no assists. And I don't know. We'll see how my pace is. I'm sure I'm going to have quite a rocky start to the season wherever I am, but yeah, hopefully the pace will come.
I'm sure you can get some tips off Fat Cat.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, been helping me quite a lot.
Well, there you go. You're already one way there, and well, we look forward to obviously seeing that. And once again, congratulations on a fantastic night and pure dominance as well in the rain again. Wonton, pretty extraordinary there, and yeah, look forward to seeing what you can do and see if you can get another W next week in China for the finale.
So, cheers. Thank you very much.
No worries, mate. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. As always, it has been great to be back in the comms box with you all and taking away another Division 2 race. It has been a while. I did miss some very, very good races in Spain, Austria, and Australia. Obviously, a lot of fan favourites of mine. But this one was a very interesting one tonight. Wet conditions in Canada. And, well, it looked like we were going to see Portstar take pole position. But unfortunately, at that incident in qualifying with the DNF, he then got tipped by a few other guys and put himself into P3. But it was this man in the green team again in wet conditions that absolutely showed pure dominance tonight in that Aston Martin and Watanabe. And well, you could be looking back and saying, could we be looking at a different championship winner? Maybe if things changed, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. He has he's done fantastic all season. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 race wins this season. Will he make it number 5 next week? We'll have to wait and see. Congratulations to all podium winners tonight. Wonton taking P1, Dido taking P2, and Broadstar taking P3. Driver of the day going to Dido, and also no cleanest driver, so it's overtakes, which goes to the Red Bull team of Kai Sonic. Aardvark had to leave, so appreciate him jumping in to the comms box and giving me a hand tonight and being my partner in crime. Thank you to all you guys as well tuning in tonight, watching Division 2. Thank you very much to the follow there, Willow37, for the follow as well. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Big up to all of our sponsors, Pagny and SimLab, and our affiliate this season, SRC and AI369. Remember, if you are still needing stuff or setups going into China next week, jump on board and click the code and comments in there, SRC. Or if you need what Wonton has said, needs to get a wheel, then jump on board with Pagnian and use the code as well. Tomorrow night, there is more racing. You'll see me back on track. Yes, 3 weeks. Hopefully, I am not going to be too rusty. I will be on track tomorrow at the Canadian Grand Prix for Division 5, which is full quality, so it's going to be a very long night. Lots of missing drivers from tomorrow night, so will the reserves have the opportunity to show what they've got going into Season 10? We'll have to wait and see. Rekus will be joining us in the comms box tomorrow. Hopefully, we will be having a second person in there with him. If not, then he will be going solo, as he does love it, as always. But thank you very much to everyone tuning in as always. And I will leave you a quote as I always do. Will Watanabe make it 5 next week at the finale at China? We'll have to wait and see. Good night.